Shine Crew. If you are struggling to get results on social media, today's live video is for you. So if you can see me and hear me okay, let me know in the comments. Where are you watching from? Would love to know. Just before I get into the topic for today, I just want to thank those of you in my coaching community that were just on the live Q&A Zoom call that we just had. We had an amazing discussion about a lot of different things about building a business on social media. So if you're a coaching community member and you missed that live Q&A Zoom call, then make sure you catch the replay, which is sitting in the group right now. Okay. So hello, Jane. How are you? Thank you for letting me know. You can see and hear me. Okay. It's good to see you on. So I want to share with you three main things. And I would really encourage you to think about these. Hey, Faye, think about these three main things in your journey on social media and what you might need to tweak accordingly because of these three things. Okay. Because times have changed. What worked even like a year ago, even 6 months ago, is different today on social media. Gone are the days of way back when, 5 years ago or so, like people were just killing it on social media. They like put out a post and a whole lot of people would engage with it. Like the algorithms weren't as busy as they are now. There weren't as many people on the platforms as they are now. People weren't as skeptical as they are now. Like the environment was completely different. And even only like 6 months to a year ago, there were a lot more people that were just willing to buy more like that than they are now. So the first thing you need to take into consideration is people are taking a lot longer to make buying decisions. So you need to take that into consideration and manage your expectations around that as well. I mean, when you come into this business of social selling, you want to sell on social media. I get it. We all do. We all want more customers. We all want more teammates. We want to use the privilege of social media to do that. But you must understand that people are taking a lot longer to make their buying decisions. So with that, we have to build up that trust factor with our audience big time. And you want people to trust you quicker, if you like. So how do we do that? So there's a number of things that you need to do to build the trust. But the first thing that you need to do is be really consistent. Consistent with your content wherever you're hanging out, whether I'm over here on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok, wherever it is the consistency. You already know that. I know you know that. But for those of you that are in and out of your journey, like you post occasionally, or you went away on holidays and you just didn't post at all about, your business or how you help people or whatever, like you just kind of disappeared. The good thing is, on one hand, that this industry is fairly forgiving. So you can have times where you're a little bit slower than others and can pick up, yes. But if you want to build the trust quicker and get more customers and, attract more, team members, you need to be very consistent with your messaging. That is what is required these days. And for the fact that people are, they're a lot more skeptical, they take a lot longer to make their buying decisions. If they see you consistently talking about how happy you are and how, how you love what you do and how you help people, and you consistently talk about that, it'll help them in their buying decision. Think of you when they're ready rather than thinking of somebody else. Whereas if you're not that consistent, and there are a lot of other people, even in your own company, that are more consistent, guess which way they'll probably lean towards when they're ready to make that buying decision? It might be somebody else because you didn't show up, for a while. So the consistency builds that trust. Giving value builds trust, because it's not always about the sale. If you just always post about, the company that you're in or the products that you sell, it's a little bit shallow. People need more value than that. They want to be educated. They want to learn something from you. If you want to build up the trust, then teach people things. So have a think about, what is it that I can give value around? What can I share that's going to help people? Like you wake up in the morning and you think, what can I share that's going to enlighten somebody's day today, or be inspirational, or help them, or give a really good, valuable tip? That's all helpful information that builds trust. So, there's the consistency piece. There's, the giving the value piece. And this one is more important these days than ever before, the human connection. How does your content actually make people feel? Have you ever thought about that? Like, go and scan your own news feed and think, just distance yourself from yourself, if that makes sense, and think, does this trigger any emotion? How would this make somebody feel? Am I creating a human connection from this post or that post or whatever? If you are not creating that human connection, you are going to lose out in this day and age in social media. So it's not just about what you post, regarding products and business. It's how does your content actually make people feel? Do they feel connected to you or more connected to you by the content that you are sharing? Yes or no? If it's mainly just all information based, like you're just giving facts and figures and stuff that somebody could find off the internet or from ChatGPT, you're going to miss the human connection and it's going to be hard for you to build your business online. So really think about that. So this is all still number one. People are taking longer to make buying decisions. How do you want to speed up that buying decision? Is to get people to trust you quicker. How do you get people to trust you quicker? Create more human connection with them. How do you do that? Really check in with the content that you create. Is it actually triggering an emotion? Is it actually triggering a human connection? Is somebody reading it going, that's really interesting, or that's very valuable, or yep, they understand me because they're struggling with the same thing that, or they were struggling with the same thing that I'm struggling with now? Like, is it provoking human connection? So really think about that. There's only two things that there's lots of things you need to concentrate on to be successful on social media, but the two main things that I keep harping on are content and conversations. Content and conversations. You got to create content to attract people to you. But if that content isn't creating the conversations, you've got to go and create the conversations. Like, don't just sit back and post and wait for the people to come and complain that your business isn't growing. That's not how social media works these days. Okay, so content and conversations. But the quality of the conversations, the human connections is what you're going for. Okay. And how does your content actually make people feel? Are you provoking any human connection, human emotion? If it's not, then rework your content, bring more emotion into it. People don't need more information. They get information from the television, from the internet, from their email. The information is around them all the time. It's the emotion that cuts through that noise. Okay, so if you want to cut through the noise, trigger people's emotions and create a human connection a lot quicker. It's like, have you ever met somebody or listened to somebody or followed somebody and it's just like, there's just something about them that I like them. Like they just seem really genuine or they seem really authentic or, maybe you can connect to them for some reason. They're doing a pretty good job of creating a human connection with their content then for you to feel that way. So how do you do that with your audience? Super, super important these days. Number two, is it clear? Do you have clear personal branding? If I scanned your socials, wherever you're hanging out, whether that's Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or wherever, is it clear to me what you do, who you help, what problems you solve, and what you sell? Is that clear? Like I was looking at somebody's social media a couple of days ago and just giving them some feedback. And it's like, I would have no idea who you help, what you help them with, or what you sell. No idea. Because there's no content on their social media that indicated any of that. So do your socials actually reflect who you help, what you help them with, and what you sell? Because you might need to be a little bit louder about that these days. But it's the angle that you take when you share it. It's not sell, 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 sell. It's like, this is who I help, this is what I help you with, and this could be the solution, which is what you're selling. Okay, so you do it in a way that's follows attraction marketing strategies, not just sell, sell, sell. But for a lot of you might need to be a little bit louder and prouder and consistent about all of that. Because if I scanned your socials, like, would I be able to tell that like that? Like, that's what you want and that's what you need in this day and age. If you're struggling to get results on social media, you might not be consistent enough with your messaging. It may be unclear to people as to who you help and what you help them with, and it may be really unclear to people what you sell. You want that to be known, but in a good, positive, way that shares the solutions. So people know what you're selling is solving a problem. You're not just selling for the sake of selling. You're selling something because it actually shares a solution to a problem. That's when you get to know, like, the sell. So the second biggest thing is your personal branding really clear? Do people know what you're passionate about, what you're selling, what you help people with? If you are not crystal clear about that and have got consistent content about that, that might be one of the reasons why you're struggling on social media, because you're not consistent enough with that, and people just don't know. So louder, prouder, with energy. People will be attracted to what you do when you are excited about what you do. If you don't share excitedly and proudly what you do, what you help people with, what your solution is that you're selling, don't get upset about other people not getting excited about that when you're not even excited about it yourself. You're not even talking about it. Like, you just talk about it every now and again. You got to talk about it all the time. This is what is required on social media. Am I making sense so far? Like, drop a number 1 if you believe you probably need to be a little bit more consistent or louder or prouder with, what it is that you do, how you help people, and the solution of what you're selling. Like, be honest about that. Number 3, if you are somebody that flies by the seat of your pants, that is definitely a recipe for disaster in getting results on social media today. So no longer flying by the seat of your pants. That's number 3. You can't just wing it. Social media is too busy. People are too skeptical, and people are taking a lot longer to make their buying decisions. So if you are just flying by the seat of your pants and doing a little bit here and a little bit there, it's going to be hard for you to be successful on social media. That doesn't work anymore. It did at one stage. It doesn't anymore. So what do you do to rectify that? You have intention with what you're doing on social media. You go to social media. I was just talking about this on the live Q&A Zoom call for my coaching community. When you pick up your phone, which you do multiple times a day, think with a creator brain rather than a consumer brain. Stop picking up your phone and just consume and scroll and get lost in the scroll. I know you do it. I do it. So instead of just, wasting all of that time on social media and thinking, I don't get much engagement or nobody reacts to my posts or whatever, one, you're probably not consistent enough, or you're not creating that feeling like you're just coming across as selling. You're not creating that human connection. That's number 1. You've got to create the human connection. So the content that you share, it provokes an emotion. That's what you got to do these days. So you can't do that if you're posting and praying. If you're doing it at the last minute, you're going to miss that, because you're just literally going to post something, or there's a special on, or there's something fun coming up, and you just post it because the team gave you a kind of script and you put it out there. Like, it's like, oh, I better get this out there, and it falls flat. Why? Because you haven't been consistent enough with all the other stuff that I've just mentioned. Okay. So you want to be intentional with your content. You want to have a bit of a plan. And it's not as hard as you think. With AI, you can plan out 7 days. If a month is too much for you, just plan out the next 7 days. So in the next 7 days, and just go to something like ChatGPT. In the next 7 days, I want to share 6 posts out of 7, or I want to share 7 posts. I want to do a piece of content every day. I want there to be a mix of product and business and inspiration. Give it the instructions that you want to share. And then you could say, and then you can, can you just map out a basic plan? Okay, you get a basic plan. And then, okay, for the product post, and you just speak it, use the voice command and chat, and you speak it. For the product post, I really want, my audience to feel that I can be really helpful for them with weight loss, gut health, inflammation, travel, skincare, fashion, jewelry, whatever it is that you do. And so I'd really love to create a post that shares, a bit about my story, which is blah, blah, blah. And just, when they read my post, like they really feel that I'm coming from the right place with offering my product as a solution. Like you tell chat in the voice command what it is that you want and then get them to draft something for like 90% of your work can be done if you just start to use AI a little bit more cleverly. But talk to it so it hears your emotion and it hears your authenticity, and you start to get like a really good guideline and a plan instead of just winging it. You can't just post and pray anymore. It doesn't work. So just put some time aside, time blocking for content creation. So you've got an hour today or an hour on a Saturday or a Sunday looking at the week ahead. Okay, I want to create 7 posts. I want them to be a mix of this. And then basic plan, it's like, okay, so for my product post, I want to share this. This is really what I want my audience to feel from my post. And I want them to, just really sense that I'm genuine about how I help people with gut health or weight loss or travel or insurance or finance or whatever it is that you do. And then you get that post drafted. And then, okay, so for the business one, what I'd really like to share is, and what I want my audience to feel is, so can you give me some ideas to start with for a post? There's that one. And I'd really like to do an engagement post because I just need some more traction. And I'd like to do my engagement post and a really cool question. Can you give me 5 ideas to draw from? Because I want to do my product post after I've done my engagement post, because I want to write on the back of all that engagement that I'm going to get after on my engagement post and do a product post straight after it. So all the people that were commented on my engagement post will probably see my product post or business post or whatever. Like you guys are missing so many opportunities with getting your life sorted out, having really good content by having a conversation with AI and telling it what you want and what you know is the right angle to come from. I'm giving you the right angles to come from in this video with what you need to achieve and how you need to make your audience feel and how you need to position yourself with your brand and how you want to come across as, who is your target market and what do you help them with and what is the solutions that you provide. Like I'm giving you the framework here. Take this, go to AI, sit with AI for an hour, time block for an hour. Like if you're building a business on social media and you're not time blocking, you're not putting time aside for content creation, how the hell do you expect to be successful on social media? Like get real. You've got to put some time aside, but you can do it a lot quicker than what we've ever had to do in the past because of AI. And when you learn to use it in a way where you just riff with it, like you just bounce off your ideas, and this is what I want to create, and this is how I want my audience to feel, and I don't want it to be spammy and blah, blah, blah. And you bounce off it, it gives you an idea, and it's like, that's awesome, but I really want more of my story in there. Like it seems a bit salesy to me. Can you just, a bit more of my story about XYZ, can you put that in the post? And like you can get majority of stuff written for you. So no more posting and praying. Put some time aside. You time block for content creation. You speak to your AI tool in a way that I just kind of shared with you, and you get a structure for the next 7 days. Okay? Again, the 2 things that you need to be doing, not posting and praying, is content and conversations. Now you could start doing that, but your audience isn't used to you yet. They don't really see you as somebody that's, got many skills around the thing that you've just started sharing. So give it time, be realistic, give it time. But while you're giving it time and you're giving it time to build your influence and you're giving it time for your content to create the conversations, you need to go and create conversations. Don't be unrealistic about that. That's just, if you don't have a following, if you don't have influence, you can't just post and pray and expect that to build your business for you. You have to put more work in. Again, you time block to have some conversations. How do you have conversations? ICQ. ICQ. If you've been around me long enough, you know what ICQ is. You go to social media with intention, you give people compliments, and you ask them questions. Get in their world and make them feel important. When they feel important or they feel seen and heard by you because you've been nice and you've given them a compliment and you've asked them a question, now they're noticing you. Now you're top of mind. Now you're building that trust. 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 Now you're build You can do that so simply by just putting a little bit of time aside every day by doing ICQ. And I'm not talking about bringing up your business or bringing up your product at that point. I'm talking about having more conversations because you are realistic to know that your content is not yet creating those conversations for you because you don't have a big enough brand. You don't have a big enough following. You don't have a big enough influence. Fair enough. You've got to earn that right. You don't go on social media and complain, I don't get much engagement. I tried for 3 months. Nobody really engaged and I gave it up. You've got to earn the right to build a brand. You've got to earn the right for when you post, you get lots of engagement. You earn that. You don't just turn up for 5 minutes on social media and expect that. So if your content isn't creating the conversations, you need to go and create some time in your day to create those conversations, but just start with ICQ. And then you can get into the business conversations, or you that's a whole nother training. If you're in my coaching community, I've got heaps of training on how you lead the conversation from the friend zone to business, how you execute ICQ, all those kind of things, how you close a sale, all that. That's a skill that you need to practice. But if you're not in any conversations, you're not practicing any skills. So start with ICQ so you can get into more conversations, so then you can get better at the skill at converting those conversations. But you got to start somewhere. And some of you are not doing that at all. You just want to put a post out there and make a sale. We are not in that world anymore. I'm sorry. Treat this business and give yourself a job description like you would if you're in a job. If you go and get a job, you have a job description. There are certain tasks that you need to do every day. Otherwise, you're going to get fired. So for some of you today, fire yourself in your business and rehire yourself with a job description of what you're going to do every day for your business. And it starts with content and conversations. That is your job description. That is your DMO. If you want to build your business, if you want to make money, if you want to get results on social media today, that's what you need to do. Does that ring home for any of you? Just put the number 2 down below if you've caught any little golden nugget from what I've shared with you in this video about what you might need to change a little bit of with your strategy online. Okay, this is what is required. And if you are not doing any of these things that I've shared with you in this video, this is probably why you're struggling. When you do content and conversations all the time, you get better at them. Some of you might be posting regularly and not getting much engagement. You tweak that. Your content will get better. When you sit in your brand more, you have more confidence and you have more posture. You don't have to be successful to have posture. You just have to be excited about what you do. Some of you are not even excited about what you do. If I scrolled your feed, would I see what you're excited and passionate about? You don't have to be a top rank to be excited about what you're doing. You don't have to have heaps of sales under your belt or have recruited a big team to be passionate, excited about what you're doing. Show up on social media with passion and excitement for what you do and how you help people. Do it consistently. Do it in a way where your content shares and triggers emotion from your audience. You do that over and over and again, now you're building up the trust. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So when the timing's right for them, not you. Social media doesn't work on our time. Social media works on our audience's time. And they're often not ready to buy when we want them to buy. But you nurture those leads. You give love. You follow up with people. You give care and concern. And you don't just lead to the sale. Like, the last thing I give my prospects is the link to buy. I do not put my link to buy, as the first point of call. Like, that doesn't show anybody any care, concern. That's just like, I want the sale. So if that's what you're doing, there's huge missing pieces there. And if you do get leads, but you've got problems with closing leads, then there is not enough care and concern in the middle. The person hasn't really made that human connection with you, with what you've got is the solution to their problem, because you haven't had enough conversation with them. So you need to invest in a lot more conversation and nurturing and following up with your leads in this day and age. It is what is. Okay, so you've got to be really honest about these things if you want to be successful in this business. Okay, when you are more advanced, then you will look into things like automation, lead magnets, sales funnels, collecting email addresses, nurturing emails. Like that's where you want to end up. So there's much more automation in your business and less of the hands-on. But that comes with time, that comes with a brand, that comes with an audience, and that comes with influence, and you earn that. You don't turn up on social media and expect that. You earn that. So invest in learning the skills that you need to learn, but invest some time into creating really good content and conversations on social media. Okay, is this helpful? I hope it is. Got you loud and clear. I'm glad it's loud and it's clear, because that's I think what people need to hear. So thank you for your feedback there. Engage with people, absolutely. You can't just post and pray. And too many of you are still doing that. You're just concentrating on creating a piece of content, and your immediate thought is, what can I post to get a customer? Or what can I post to get a team member? Yes, deep down, we all want that. But that doesn't work anymore. People take way too long to make a buying decision these days. Social media is too noisy. You've got a lot of competition. So how are you standing out from the crowd? Or you? Looking at you on Instagram, you on Facebook, YouTube. How are you standing out from the crowd? What's your personal brand that you're building? Not somebody else's. Don't look at somebody else and go, oh, they're successful, I'll copy them. What are you doing? And the nurturing of the leads, that's you. That's trust. That's you as a person. So even if you're copying other people's content, if you're doing ICQ and you're creating conversations, and you're nurturing leads and you're getting really good at that, that will trump everything. So even if you're not a big influencer, even if you don't have much success, on the boards yet, your excitement, your passion, your consistency, your content and conversations, your ICQ, you go and execute all these things that I'm sharing with you in your video and in this video, and your journey on social media will change. But this is all very extremely important if you want to be realistic about being successful online. Okay. It's actually not that hard. It's not difficult. It's just, in this industry, you're your own boss. And that's why I say fire yourself today and write yourself a new job description and rehire yourself with the things that you're going to do every day, because that's what it takes. Like, treat it like a job. Treat it like, if you want to get paid like a business, if you want it to pay you like a business, you've created a business, then work it like a business and show up for your business. Do not complain about not getting paid, not getting any customers, not rank advancing if you don't have a job description that you're working every day. Okay? It just is what it is. It's honestly, it's the small things that you do every day that you're going to get traction and momentum from. It's not being really good on social media for a few weeks and then losing your mojo for, a month or so. Okay. So helpful content and conversations. Awesome. So this is my, oh no, it's not. I was just about to say, next week's going to look a bit different. It will after my first video. So I'm on my normal video next week. So that's either Monday or Tuesday, depending on what time zone you're in. But after that, the next day, I start traveling for almost a month. So my normal videos at this time that I do every week religiously and have done for years, it's going to look a little bit different over the next few weeks, because I've got 3 trips back to back, from one to the other in 3 different places, from Australia to America. So I'm in Australia here. I'm going that part of Australia next week for a week. Then I go to America, to Orlando for a week. And then I go to, where am I? Another part of Australia for a week after that. More about that next week. But I will be a little bit all over the place for the next few weeks, but you get to come on the ride with me. I'll share with you where I am. So my lives will be a little bit more spontaneous rather than at this same time that I normally do. But follow along with me for the next few weeks with all my adventures, what I'm doing. But next week's video, my first video, will be this time, normal time, either Monday night or Tuesday morning, depending on where you are around the world. So join me for that live video, and I'll share with you more what's going on. And coaching community members, watch the replay of today's live Q&A Zoom call, because we talked about a lot of really cool stuff that will help you build your business online. See ya.